Hello everybody, we're back with another class. So today we're going to be discussing why vegans fail and are emotionally unstable. We're going to be talking about the problem with teaching spirituality and veganism, um, the social media stigma. We're going to be talking about some of my personal experience. And we're going to be going over the myths about veganism and spirituality. Okay? So, why some vegans fail and are emotionally unstable. As you know, recently we've seen reports of vegans acting out in public and going super crazy with their protesting. And there are actually a few reasons why. Okay? The first reason is that they don't have the proper mineral intake. Um, so a lot of vegans always talk about getting the proper protein, but uh, when we learned from Embodiment Celestial, they talk about having good mineral, not protein. Okay. Um, they also sell pure shea legit, which I am getting in the mail, and I can't wait to try it. I also have the Evan mineral water. I only drink Evan mineral water, or if I can't find it, then I'll drink flow water. Okay? Um, which goes on, they don't drink the proper water. Not all alkaline water is going to be the same, okay? Some brands artificially add in baking soda to make it alkaline, which you should not have because it's high in sodium and it puts stress onto the body. Do not use lemon to alkalize water, too. You need something that's naturally alkaline, naturally spring water, alkaline water, mineral water, or Kangen water. But Kangen water can be a bit expensive, of course, when you're ready, of course. Um, so, yeah, I drink only Evan water. I do plan on trying out some Kangen water. They actually, where I live, in the city I live, they actually have a Kangen water storefront where you can buy bottles of Kangen water, which I do want to try out. Um, Another reason is that they eat GMO fruits and vegetables. Okay, some plants are crossbred by humans or genetically modified by humans. That the DNA in your body does not understand how to read these things because it's not naturally occurring in nature, such as hybrid plants. Okay, this is why we always use the Dr. Sabi list. Um, that I talked about my veganism journey earlier on my channel, and of course I showed you the Dr. Sabi list. Okay, so that's very important for you guys to know. You don't want to eat foods that your body doesn't understand how to read. Okay. Another reason is that they supplement with lab-made vitamins. Lab-made is usually one molecule off from the natural source. So I do not take supplements. I always get my nutrients and vitamins, minerals from a natural source. Okay. Um, so, say for example, vitamin C. The molecular structure is the same as the natural, the lab made. They managed to get vitamin C to be the same, but the energy attached to the cell is not there. So they showed you the vitamin C cell or molecule or whatever, and the natural source has an energetic field around it, and the lab made does not have the energy attached to it. Okay, so, but usually with vitamins, the anything made in a lab, it's usually like a molecule off. It's going to be a bit different with the molecular structure. Okay? So, always get your vitamins from a natural source. Another reason why they are emotionally unstable is that they do not drink water from a copper cup. Copper is necessary for the body to help other minerals and nutrients absorb into the body. So, as I talked about earlier in my veganism update, I forgot to buy a copper cup and I was having a bit of issues, and then I bought a copper cup and I feel fantastic now. So, technically, technically, there's like a majority of people, like the common person, they have a copper deficiency. A majority of people have a copper deficiency, which is why people experience fear. A copper deficiency will give you fear. That's why everybody's always in fear. All right. And the last reason, very important, is that although that a lot of people are vegan, yes, they do not practice the proper spiritual care. They do not meditate or they don't cleanse their energy. So that's also really important for you guys to know. When you see a vegan flipping out, it's probably one of these reasons or all of these reasons that they are freaking out in public. Okay? So don't let that fool you, right? Veganism, the proper celestial veganism is very, very, very good. Um, I am on my period right now and I don't even feel it. I don't feel very bad at all. I did not take any Tylenol, I did not take any medicine. Um, and I've just been working out and getting my chores done. I don't feel bad. I'm not crying. I'm not depressed. I actually feel pretty good. So, yes, veganism is very, very good. It's just one of these reasons why people are freaking out in public. So, I hope that clears the air, right? Okay, so we're going to go over the problem with teaching spirituality and veganism. Learning this subject takes time. Learning this will take time, okay? Some people are very impatient when learning something new. They expect information to be shared in a few sentences in a random comment section, but as you can see, this is a multi-part video course that could take hours to complete, okay? So it's a very detailed and long subject. You can't just make social media posts real quick about it, okay? There's real information that you need to be learning, okay? The media usually covers improper vegans and spiritualists going crazy in public, okay? So, again, with all the media social stigma, they're usually telling you stories of people freaking out, right? And acting crazy. The problem is that these people don't understand the proper procedures and to use tools that will be covered in this course. Okay, so I'm going to be teaching you guys how to properly do everything that you need so you're not one of those people going crazy in public. Okay, this is why this course is so important. Okay, another thing is that protesting and over emotional arguments are a waste of time, okay? It's hours wasted when you could be studying and planning professional ways of solutions. So, I could be on social media freaking out if I wanted to, but instead, I'm here with my class and I'm teaching you the real way to be doing this. And we have so much things coming up in the future that I'm really excited for you guys to see. Some real practical solutions, okay? We need more people who have done the practice to start influencing and telling everybody else that everything works and should be done by all as the new normal and updated, better way of living. So, I'll go into this a little bit. Also, it's for your safety, explained later in the lesson about protection against black magic and darkness. So, I'll explain this. Yeah, I'll go into a little bit right now, actually. So, it was not my choice to be spiritual, okay? I was probably like a lot of you out there where I was like, well, I'm not interested in yoga. I'm not interested in crystals. That's not really my thing. I thought it was a hobby, right? Everybody thinks that it was just a hobby. But I was forced into practicing my spirituality against my will. I was under a lot of dark magic, I was under a lot of black magic, and demonic forces were trying to kill me. So I had no other choice but to remove all of those dark energies from me so I can improve my life and be safe and happy. So it's not exactly a hobby, it's not a choice. If you're one of those people struggling and you just don't know why, because you've been good, you've been nice, right? You've been trying, but it's probably because you have not cleansed your energy out, okay? I didn't choose this life chose me, okay? Some people associate spirituality with doing illegal substances and tend to be afraid of using sacred tools that are very beneficial and very healthy. Um, so we'll go over this when in my next lesson. The next video that I post, we're going to be going over how to open your third eye. And people don't like learning this one because they associate it with doing illegal substances. But that's because that there is not enough information out there that I'm going to tell you. Yeah, people are just afraid. They're like, oh, so you mean illegal substances? Isn't that bad? Or I've never done that before in my life. I'm never going to touch it. That's going to ruin. Everybody thinks that opening your third eye will ruin your life, which is not true. It is 100% completely safe. This will not ruin your life, and this will only improve your life. Okay, so please do not associate this with being a loser or doing illegal substances or ruining your life, because that is not the case at all. Okay? When vegans teach, people are always looking for a sign of deficiencies and try to call us out. But with the proper method, this will not be a problem. A lot of people can confuse a vegan's chill and relaxation as a deficiency. They look for anything to be afraid of, but there is no reason for this. Okay? So I'm vegan myself. I have a certain type of chill. Okay, so when you do the veganism, you're not overly excited, you're not overly excitable, but you're not also depressed. You have this very chill, happy place that you're going to be in. And when you're chilled out like this, people will mistake it as a deficiency, but that is not true. They are simply just relaxing, okay? Some discouraging social stigma. Okay, so I've seen a viral woman on the internet that lives in the tundra in the Inuit tribe. So tundra as in like cold climates, like snow. There's no farms out there, right? So, sorry if I'm tripping over my words a little bit. It is Mercury retrograde, okay? We'll explain that later, of course, but it messes with your communication. Anyways, um, I've seen a viral woman on the internet that lives in the tundra, the snow, the mountains, right? There's no farms out there, the Inuit tribe. And she posts about how her and her family only eat raw meat with no fruits or vegetables. And all of these comments on the videos, they were all respectful, they were all fascinated about how she was surviving. Now, the difference is that vegans don't need to survive, we are thriving, okay? We are not surviving, we are thriving. And that's the difference, but everyone is always fascinated about how people can go through awful conditions and still survive, but nobody is really fascinated about the fact that people are doing well and thriving and doing their best, okay? So that's really something to think about. The truth is that the average life expectancy of the Inuit tribe is about 70 years old. The average American life expectancy is around 76 years old. So their tribe is dying off 6 years younger than the average American, okay? And the vegan life expectancy is going to be an average of 120 years old for this generation, I believe, or maybe even 110. I've seen it's either around 110, 120, or maybe even just 100. I feel like that's a wrong number. I'm sorry. I think it's like gonna be 100, okay? Or possibly even more. But over time, when we have more vegan babies, more vegan generations, and it starts running in the family, it could increase to 140, but this will take so much time. This will take many, many, many generations, okay? Um, yeah, so the more vegan generations, the more vegan babies, which is possible. Embodiment Celestial does have a vegan baby. And over time, as they have more kids, more and more kids, and they pass down the veganism, the vegan life expectancy will increase to over 100 or more, you know? Um, so when vegans are influencing, there is a good chance that people are very mean and judgmental, okay? Like I said earlier, we're not surviving, we're thriving, okay? We're not here to live in awful conditions. People want to live well. We're doing our best. We're not just surviving in a tent, okay? That's not really realistic. It's not realistic. So, yeah, it's really actually kind of sad. The sad thing is that nobody is fascinated with my tribe, okay? Nobody is fascinated that we found a way to only eat natural plant-based diet with fasting, with no lab-made supplements, and surprisingly have a longer life expectancy, okay? That's really, really sad social stigma because, like I said earlier, I'm on my period. I feel fantastic. I've never felt this good on a period with no medicine until I became vegan, okay? Um, I can work on my period now and I don't take medicine. See, with all this social stigma, it's really sad because this could help so many people. I feel amazing every day. I feel good every day. Okay, so this is my personal story of experience. When I used to have the standard balanced diet, what everyday common people would consider balanced and normal, a perfect balance of greens, meat, cheese, fruits, grains, the regular, right? Chicken salad was supposed to be the healthy option, and Embodiment Celestial also mentioned this on one of his live streams. I do recommend that you please go check them out on YouTube. So, so yeah, chicken salad was supposed to be the healthy option, but why was this not working, right? I followed all the suggestions on best meat and cheese to have, or whatever meals that you should have, the best healthy meals with meat and eggs and cheese or whatever, right? But no matter what type of health tips I was trying, no matter what I was doing, I was still having issues. I was still slow, I was still tired, I was still depressed, and it was very hard for me to go to work. So, a few months into veganism, my workflow has been improving and I felt much cleaner and much stronger. I could work for longer and take on more overtime. So, yeah, I used to never work overtime. Before I was vegan, I could never imagine working overtime. I actually worked only 5 hours a day, 5 times a week, and that was very hard for me. Even though I thought I was eating balanced, it was still hard. But when I became vegan, I was taking on, like, people would call out, I would take on their shifts. I would fill in for people who would call out. I would stay longer, I would stay overtime, and I was enjoying myself. It was not hard, okay? You need to cut out any food items that feel heavy. So I like I made a little mantra to myself. Meat and cheese is heavy and slow. Okay? Meat and cheese is heavy and slow. There was a video on Embodiment Celestial testing fruit compared to meat to see their energy levels. So they had a device that you can plug into food and it'll test what their energy levels are. The meat energy levels tested little to none. It was all unenergized food. While the fruit showed that it was charged with a lot more energy because it was natural, it was living, it was alive. So we're gonna go talk about the myths about veganism on the internet. Again, still Mercury retrograde, if you guys know what that is. So excuse me. So here's some myths about veganism. So humans always ate meat to survive. Like I said earlier, we are not surviving, we are thriving. We don't live in the wild anymore. We have homes. It doesn't make any sense to be that way anymore. Humans naturally hunted meat to survive. And that's a myth. The truth is that it is natural for humans to use their intelligence to learn new things and refine the way they are living to improve their conditions. Life expectancy was much shorter in caveman days, and now we have a much longer life expectancy. So, like I said, there's no reason to be living as if we are cavemen anymore because we're not. We are intelligent beings. We always improve and innovate new ways to live. We don't live outside anymore. We don't have to. We don't have to kill animals for their fur. It's like get up and go to work. I have a computer, I have a phone, I have a car, right? It doesn't make any sense to be survival with a spear and, it doesn't make any sense. The way humans lived in caveman times were better because there's a misconception that this was natural. It was painful, and people never lived to be very old, and there was lots of disease. Humans in caveman times did really, really bad things. They were mentally ill and criminal. Caveman natural suggests that mental illness, criminal acts, uncivilized is natural, which it's not. That's not true. We need to give up this caveman stuff because that's not who humans are. That's not caveman this, caveman that. It's time to let that be alone. The way humans lived in caveman times was natural. So that's a myth. The truth is, you are suggesting that it is not natural for a human body to grow a brain that functions and use their intelligence to make improvements. So this is suggesting that humans don't use their intelligence to create better conditions because caveman was natural even though it's not. It's natural for humans to evolve and move on. It's not natural to live in a cave. It's not natural for that anymore. Humans have always used intelligence for thousands of years. It was natural to go from cavemen to the Renaissance or whatever to modern day, right? That's natural. The improving and the intelligence is natural. That is the thing that is natural, not cavemen. Cavemen are not natural. It was just the beginning of time. Now, the improvements in intelligence over time, that was the natural thing. The thing that is natural is that humans are evolving. That's the natural way. Medicine in 1890 was bad, such as Doctors would prescribe cocaine. Turns out that didn't work very well. Good thing that we have better medicine. Okay, so right, people would say, yeah, back in the day, I cannot believe that they would use cocaine for medicine. Turns out that's not very good for you. It's cocaine, right? Good thing that now these days that we have better medicine. So this is the thing with veganism. Medicine in the 2000s. Here I'll rewrite this. Medicine in the 2000s used synthetic chemicals, and that they're hard on the body, and that your DNA does not understand how to read this without side effects that are noticeable or not. Medicine in the 2000s are made in a lab with synthetic chemicals that are actually quite harsh on the body and usually have some type of side effect. Turns out this does not work out very well. Good thing that we found something better, that the DNA understands how to read and is much easier on the body, such as veganism. Another myth about vegans: all vegans have deficiencies and that this is dangerous, and that you need supplements. Okay, you don't. Vegans don't have deficiencies. I don't have a deficiency. Embodiment Celestial does not have a deficiency. This is not dangerous. That's a myth. The people who make fun of vegans are the ones who never researched veganism to begin with. They're only assuming they know about. They're only assuming they know without taking the time to actually learn it. This is what I'm here teaching you today, so you can learn the real way to become vegan and to do your real spiritual work. So there's no more misinformation going around on the internet, okay? The people who make fun of spiritual, the people who make fun of vegans the most, well, they never actually researched it to begin with. So they're only assuming they know, but they don't actually know. So take this for example. Imagine just being a teenager and you're growing into adulthood, and you assume that you know the law. You assume that you already know everything about the law, and you go into your adulthood, and then all of a sudden you get arrested, and you're wondering why. That's because you were only assuming you knew the law rather than actually knowing what the law is. Now we're going to go over the myths about spiritual practices. A myth: people who are spiritual are just hippies who are unemployed, which is not true at all. With the proper practice, there are crystals and herbs that draw in money that lead you to good job opportunities. My spiritual practice actually landed me 2 really, really good jobs that I love, and I'm doing very well. There are also crystals that help with your vitality and strength. So even if you are spiritual, even if you are vegan, after you go into your meditation, you can still get up and get all your chores done. You can work, you can be quick, right? You can be real quick, right? You can still be fast. You can still be working hard. And in fact, crystals help with that, especially. Like, I like red quartz for Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, anywhere in your chart. I love red quartz because it gives me lots of vitality and energy through the day. When I'm going to work, I carry my red quartz and I am loving it. I can move all day. Since becoming vegan and spiritual, my work life has improved. I am now strong enough to take on 2 jobs while keeping my own home clean. So this is my weekend right now. I clean my house, get all my chores done as normal. I can go to the store. I can get everything done. I'm not just a lazy hippie. I'm not just a hippie that does illegal substances all day, because that is not true. Spiritual people look unprofessional. So, with this, there's a lot of people who dress up as hippies, right? There's a lot of people who dress up as witches. But they're treating spirituality as if it were a fashion trend. Of course, you can dress how you want, but please don't get that confused. I do like the hippie fashion myself, but that's not really what spirituality is. Spirituality is not a hobby, it's not a fashion. This is a necessary practice for your health. So, so yeah, people are like, oh, I'm a witch, I'm a hippie, and that's what people think spirituality is. But that's just a fashion. You can express yourself however you want. You can still be a professional. You can still dress up in your suit and be professional when you go outside. Then you come home, you can meditate, and that doesn't really mean that you're not spiritual or whatever, right? You don't need dreadlocks or big crazy jewelry to be a spiritual person. You can keep your rocks at home. You can keep your crystals discreetly in your pocket. You can hide it somewhere. You can still be professional. Spirituality is a hobby, and I'm not into that type of stuff. So every person has a spirit. This practice is basic hygiene. It's spiritual hygiene. So you take a shower, you brush your teeth every day, right? That's your hygiene physically, but your spiritual hygiene, you need to cleanse your energy. Black magic can ruin innocent lives without proper clearing and cleansing. This is why bad things happen to good people. Innocent and good people get attacked by people who are possessed by demons. So we need to cleanse that out of your energy. That is a real practice for every human. Every human. It's not a hobby, it's not a community. This is a practice for every person. So another myth, if everybody takes a spiritual bath, would it waste a ton of water? No, there is a part of this course where I teach environmental science. So later in this course, I'll teach you how to do environmental science, and you will be saving lots of water in various other ways. You'll be saving the planet and the environment in many different ways that will make up for your bath time, okay? Taking a bath is dirty. Your spiritual bath, your cleansing salt bath. Taking a bath is dirty. You're sitting in your own filth. Okay. If you don't have a bath, or if you do prefer to shower, you can use a bucket and add salt and water, and you can dump it over your head. Okay? That is also another way that you can do that. Or you can have your bath on your weekend. So after you come back from work, you take a shower after work, and then maybe on the second day of your weekend, your day off, you can go ahead and get in the bath, because it's likely that you've been at home. You're at home, you're not going outside, you're not doing anything that makes you sweaty. That could also be a good time to do it. Also, you can use a non-toxic, eco-friendly cleaner that is safe on the skin. I use a cleaner called Force of Nature, and it's completely non-toxic. It's safe to use on your skin. So you can use that cleaner to clean off your concern areas like your feet or your behind. You can clean off your problem areas before you get in. Okay? So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for listening to this class. And in the next class, we are going to be talking about the importance of veganism, which I did go over a little bit today. And I will be going over on how to open your third eye. The next class is going to be very important. I appreciate your time. Um, I really hope you guys are actually following along and trying this out for yourself. Please ask any questions if you have them. Um, and be sure to watch out for that next class, probably coming around this time next week. I will show you how to properly open your third eye. It's very, very, very important when you want to have the proper spiritual care. So thank you for joining us today, and I'll see you in the next class.